It's quite cold in Britain, so I put that on to give the illusion of warmth. Also for aesthetic, because I have none of my own. I think it was Swedish icons ABBA, wasn't it, who said Happy New Year? One of my favourite things about this time is the sort of 2-week period where the words Happy New Year are inevitably followed by someone going, is it too late to say that? When is it too late to say Happy New Year? Anyone who says that is a gobshite. When does it become inappropriate to greet someone with Happy New Year? Like, are there any official parameters on this? Who was that? I don't know him. In before the end of 2018, I managed to squeeze in a little birthday. I'm 29 now, which means I have one more solid birthday, and then after that everyone just buys me cards that say 21 again. To celebrate, we took down the Christmas tree, which is not a tradition. I like to keep it up until, well, today, really. It's just that this year's tree was a disaster is not kind. It was basically dead on arrival. Like, the needles dropped if you so much as took a deep breath nearby. Here's what happened when we took the lights down. It was time. But then rather than drag it and its needles through our entire building, Jack had an idea. After that, Hazel said we could watch Pirates of the Caribbean, and I said, which one? And she said, don't push it. In a break from the swashbuckling, Dodie turned to me and said, name 29 things you've learned so far, and I went through one a year, which is actually a decent video idea. I might write that down. At one point, I accidentally got a bit deep and said something that was maybe more perceptive than I deserve credit for, because I just fully pulled it out of my arse. Let's move on. As I was going through my list and I got to my mid-20s, I was finding it harder to come up with something that I'd learned, and I reckon it's because the lessons we've learned don't actually take effect until a few years after we've learned them, if that makes sense. Case in point, I made a personal error of romantic judgment about 5 years ago. I'm not going to give you details, I'm saving it for the rom-com I'm writing myself, in which I play Hugh Grant. But I only employed what I learned from that error, that incident, last year. It happened, I went, ow, and then I did it again, and then I did it again, and it was only last year for the first time that I was like, not today, damaging impulses! This is a notion that was best expressed by the 43rd President of the United States of America, George W. Bush, when he said, and quote, there's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, it's probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you, if fool me, can't get fooled again. He said that. Verbatim, there's a link in the description. I purchased that as a motivational poster, and it's with those profound words ringing in my mind that sod it, I'm not making any resolutions this year, I'm just gonna crack on and see what I learn. First lesson, that isn't working, I'll just go put the heating on.